この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for Yu Hakusho. We're on episode 92 and I think we're going to finish the arc today. Where do we begin here? Well, we begin with Sensui looking like a fool in his new outfit, hanging out and just sort of chillaxing in Demon World on a giant empty plateau where he's probably going to die. There are a bunch of demons clamoring to get out of the new hole that's been made. Yay. We had some special defense forces that came and were total losers. Really didn't like them. Some Koenma stuff, some other stuff, and Yusuke's back. Ta-da! Pooh is no longer ugly, which is the most important thing. He's now a cool blue phoenix bird thing, which is way better than a fucking poop monster. So big happy about that, and I get it. It's meant to be that way. It's Yusuke's inner growth from a horrifying little somewhat cute to Keiko and only Keiko demon monster thing, but now he's a cool bird phoenix thing, and that's great. It is pretty great though. It's pretty fucking badass. Yusuke is back. He's got demon powers because his great granddaddy was a demon apparently, and made a sentient recessive gene that decided to awaken itself given Yusuke's current power level. Cool. Questions. These are maybe not questions for the next couple of episodes, but questions for, like, the slightly further future. Is that gonna happen without any repercussions? Like, it's just totally fine that he's just got a big demon thing that everybody thinks is going to be the thing that destroys the world, and he's like, yeah, this is cool, because I feel like that's gonna be a problem, and maybe a large portion of the next arc. I don't know, but I feel like I'm gonna be surprised if we don't get to the point where we defeat Sensui and Yusuke potentially becomes an even bigger threat to the universe, right? It just kind of makes sense, and it feels like the right thing to do, and it feels like a very Takashi thing to do. Hunter x Hunter. Just for reasons that make sense in the Hunter x Hunter, you know, he likes to do that with his characters a little bit, and so we'll see if he does that with his characters a little bit. I don't really know. Yeah, I think that's about all that I want to talk about here at the beginning. We're going into Battle Against Sensui. Just from the way we've played up to this, I genuinely feel like Yusuke outclasses Sensui to an extreme, and this is probably not going to be an extremely drawn-out fight unless Sensui has some other cards to play, which he probably does because he's freaking Sensui. Like, of course he does. But I also wouldn't be surprised if Yusuke just kind of sweeps in and is like, no, go away, Sensui, and Sensui's brain explodes, or brains. It's one brain, multiple people inside it. Yeah. Do I want to address maybe we should wait until we've seen these episodes, but there's gonna be more stuff to talk about in these episodes, so I don't know. Weakness in Sensui. There were a couple of comments about this, criticizing my statements that I think that Sensui is weak because of his split into multiple personalities, and people saying no, multiple personality disorder is a real thing and it's not necessarily an exhibition of weakness, but instead a like required coping mechanism by some people. Fair, fine, I don't disagree with that. What I do want to say is that someone who takes the responsibility of right and wrong upon their shoulders and cannot comprehend the nuances of right and wrong, and thus is forced to split themselves because they cannot fathom gray areas, is weak, is psychologically a weak individual. And I think that applies to Sensui, regardless of your thoughts on multiple personality disorder. In fiction, my favorite character with multiple personality disorder is Shalandavar of the Stormlight Archive. Fantastic character, one who I would say is less weak than Sensui, and is subject to a lot more horrifying things than Sensui that cause her to branch into those personalities. And yet it is still her weakness that causes that branching out of personalities. I think that that applies entirely to Sensui as well, and I disrespect him for it. I think it is a sign of weakness that he tried to keep himself pure. I think it's also deeply arrogant, egotistical to keep the one one Sensui pure while allowing these others to do other things. He refuses to take responsibility for his own actions, and that in and of itself reads as weakness to me, psychological weakness. Obviously, he's physically quite strong and spiritually, whatever, quite strong, but I do think that he is a weak person, and that is the difference between him and someone like Yusuke, who is dedicated to ideals but able to think them through. Sensui is dedicated to ideals, but only when they follow specific guidelines written down on paper, and no nuance is allowed. Because, you know, the world is totally without nuance, and there's definitely no gray areas or ways to understand that humans are not either innately good or innately bad, but are. It's an important realization, and one that Sensui's incapable of making, so I don't like it, and I think he's weak, and I will insult him for it. Not sorry. Not sorry. Okay, yeah, I think that's everything. I think that's all the things that I wanted to talk about here at the beginning. Let's watch some freaking Yu Hakusho. Yusuke's coming back. He's gonna bop Sensui. I don't know how long it's gonna take. It might get drawn out a little bit. It might be literally flick, brain explode. But we'll play it as we go with it, and we will see. I've got episode 92 of Yu Hakusho up and ready to go. It's sitting at 0 seconds. There will be 2 versions. Picture-in-picture version will be available in the description. Timer on YouTube, and if you want next episodes later or earlier, they'll be up on Patreon, which is also in the description. Cool. 92, beep beep timer. It's different. I didn't switch the audio track. I think I like the Japanese version a little bit better. Meh. He's Yusuke. Dark Magician Girl. Okay. Ultimate battle proof of demon kinship. Great scene. Hi. Sup. I'm back. Oh no. That face on Sensui. Uh-oh. Bakana. Masaka. Nah. It's somebody else. I mean, you were dead. You were fully dead. Yeah, you're also glowing. Your heart isn't beating. Okay, the demons are like, okay, got it, cool. Okay, little weird, guys. Why do you have them then? That's what a heart does. Oh, hi, Koenma. Shinobu's just letting us chat? Not to Kuwabara. I mean, yes. Sure. Well, why not both? Feel like me. Feels like me. Sudden? Isn't that... You've been dealing with that for a while. Huh? Okay. Oh, okay, guys. What's wrong with your nose? Yes. Ah, true. Oh. Okay. Okay. This is me, baby. You dig? Heh. Ha. All right, cool. Sick. Thanks, guys. My boy. My boy. All right, Hiei. Tick, 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 tick. Boom. Well, you're weak. I fully don't believe you. I like her character design. The only one of the group. You're not. Rip. Of course. Wait, they didn't know that? And S-Class himself. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Stay where you are. Nobody snapped to attention. He called for attention. This bothers me. Nobody snapped to attention. The worst soldiers. The worst. Sweet. Sweet. Let's have a full Dragon Ball Z, just a full episode of yelling. No, we're gonna actually fight. That's a sound effect that hurts a lot. Okay. Not Shimbo, but really fun. Woo! Woo! Pew pew! Whoa! How does that compare to the Mega Blast he used on Toguro? Ooh, I love the cut framing. Letterbox, letterbox. But the light explodes out of it? This is true. You think? I feel like you got a bunch more energy now, you know? Okay. Okay. Oh. But now it's a weird thing. No. Oh. Oh. Well, that's better looking. We're gonna do some screaming! We didn't get much screaming there. Much better look, Sensui. Way better look. Ah, mid-roll, fuck you. Oh, hi. Well, he died. He's not anymore, though. It's fine. No problem. Yeah, he's not dead. Okay. Okay, okay, Keiko. Fun transition. Sick. Go, Burb, go. Oh. Oh, Burb, oh. He has gotten a lot faster. That was a cool rotating shot. Ah, this is a really cool sequence. What? Crackle, crackle. Yeah. Yeah. Oh boy. Getting some personality bleed? Yike. Good question. A house divided against itself cannot stand. Yeah, it's too late for you. You fucked up too many times. Good. Good. Oh. Yeah, they cannot get close to this shit. This is a tour de force of light effects and laser beams and explosions. It's pretty fucking sick. Well, yeah. Cool. Eh. Eh. Vengeance? Vengeance? He is better than expected. Ow. Ow. Okay, he's not that good. We got this. We got this. Cool. Cool. Have we? Oh. Wow. Really, Hiei? Cute. Yeah, exactly. On the inside, absolutely. Nani? Repercussions. Repercussions. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, that's super sick. That's fucking sick. Jesus. What a soundscape. How is he already behind him? So what did he kick across the place? I fully don't comprehend what just happened. Always. Okay. Okay. Ready for what? Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, but not this episode, right? What is that? Oh, repercussions. No, do not let him show you. No, he will take you over, motherfucker. Wow. Repercussions. Yes. Wow, Togashi really does like certain things, doesn't he? That is a good fucking question right there. Both. No. Obviously, the darker path. Alright, Envy. Fully Full Metal Alchemist Envy. Ah! 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 Ugh. Oh yeah, there's a new ED. I'm gonna do that. Okay. I see. Go away. Go away. Go away. I like the new ED. It's nice. That's very nice. Okay, this episode was, I said it during the episode, a tour de force of explosions and light effects. Some cool fighting animation and stuff too, but gosh golly goodness gracious, all those effects animation are where it is at for this episode. Also, this is a fight. We wanted a fight, we got a fight. It's a fucking fight. And it's going hard on being a fight. It's doing some power-up screams, some big explosion things, some attack rushes, but none of the attack rushes are drawn out. They're just little moments of clash, boom, bam, off to somewhere else, off fighting somewhere else. Lots of cool scenes where we don't have to animate anything because we just have to show that nobody can track what's actually going on in the fight, which is very fun. But they're then interspersed with bits of character animation and facial shots and stuff that give us grounding into the characters' minds and how they're actually physically fighting during this whole sequence. It's fucking sick. This is a really cool fight episode. It's what we wanted. It's what we're here for. Yusuke's gonna show up. They're gonna fight. That's all we were expecting from the whole episode. And guess what? It freaking delivers. Minus one sequence of these guys in Spirit World being like, but we're the best. And then being unable to even stand at attention when their fucking commanding officer tells them attention. That really, really irks me. This pisses me off to no end.
Is there anything we can do, sir? How can we do this? Is it totally hopeless? Attention, hurt!
Nobody moves! Nobody moves! Stand at fucking attention! Ah! Okay, whatever. It fully doesn't matter even a little bit, but... Ah! Okay, so we start our fight. Opening to the fight is great. The banter between our good guys is really excellent. The banter between these guys really sucks. I hate them a lot. I hope that they don't make future appearances at all. Cool. Move along, and then the first thing that I really want, I mean, we get some cool attack rushes, some fun fighting and stuff, some great, I don't know, choreography is not really the word. What is that flash in there? We get this sweep. Ooh, it's the flash of Yusuke getting punched in the face and a bunch of cool impact frames. Sick. Yeah, jumping on falling rubble, classic stuff, big boom, big beam. Obviously trying to evoke the Toguro fight. This is the finishing move that worked before, and it doesn't work this time. Sick. I do wonder how powerful it was compared to the other one, and I think about the same, given that it exploded a fucking mountain, which is also familiar. Okay, we move along. More power-ups, more screaming, more awesomeness. Super dank. And pop! He evaporates his armor and turns it into much better-looking armor. Holy shit, dog. You have a better-looking piece of armor. Why are you wearing your shitty clothes? Give those to Goodwill. Put this on. Thank you. Much better-looking armor. Thank God. I was really dreading having to actually take Sensui seriously as he fought looking like Dark Magician Girl. Really glad that he doesn't have to. Okay, we get some of this stuff. It's great. And boom, bam, boom, bam, pow. Off to the races we go. Oh, wait. No, I skipped a scene that I wanted to look at. It's at 8:50-ish. Let me find it. Oh, it's a part of the big boom, big boom boom explodey scene. Here we cut to, no, where? There, zap, zap, zip, zap, zop, there. This one, I love this. This is so cool for two reasons. One, I generally love playing with aspect ratio to create different scenes, and this is super dope. I also love the like hard darkness, hard shadow, hard light on Sensui's face, because we're gonna have big explosion from the background, and that makes all the sense in the world. We jump to the black and white with the blue on it. Fucking excellent looking. But the coolest thing, the thing that I really love, is that we get this expansion of light outward, and it bleeds into the letterboxing, right? It's subtle. Well, maybe not that subtle, but what does this tell us? It tells us that the power cannot be restrained by the frame, right? Equivalent to, like, drawing a manga panel with characters pushing out of it, right? Which is a technique that I mean, Araki uses it sometimes, other people use it in other times. Things pushing out of the manga panel or out of the frame or out of the frame, the letterboxed frame that is artificially produced by cutting and cropping the image, and then the light actually explodes out beyond that and fuzzes it all to white before we transition to anywhere else. That's fucking sick, and it's smart, and it's really cool. because of that, and because of a bunch of the other light effects, animation effects, tornado effects, smoke effects, big swirly things into the sky that aren't quite tornadoes but are much like tornadoes, lightning strikes, lightning beams, laser beams, spirit gun beams, beams hitting other beams and exploding, big flashy things, gouts of spirit energy going everywhere, makes this episode an effects fucking showcase. It's super sick as an effects showcase, and it makes me want to go and look at who did the direction, storyboarding, and animation direction. Specifically, I think the animation direction is where I want to focus for here for the moment. So let me go and check that stuff. We're on 92. Masami Shimoda. We have seen Masami Shimoda pop up a number of times. Also did the episode direction. So storyboard and episode direction are both Masami Shimoda. Animation direction. Who do this? Who done do this? Minoru Yamazawa, who also did 57, 64, 72, 79, 86. Cool. Minoru Yamazawa, what have you worked on? Aki Karen, Amagi Yasa, a bunch of individual key animation credits. Looking for more like direction-y credits. Captain Tsubasa, iShield 21 animation director. That actually kind of tracks in a weird way. Flame of Rekka, a show that I've never heard of. Glass Mask, High School Agent. God, what a lot of key animation, man. Like a lot of key animation credits on a lot of things. I'm going to Sakugaburu. Yamazawa. Minoru. What? Doesn't show up on Sakuga. Yamazawa. Oh, come on. This is literally all that shows up for Minoru Yamazawa is some character design reference sheets for Yu Yu Hakusho. That's it. That's all that shows up. I find it genuinely irksome that a key animator with like 100 shows with key animation credits doesn't have a single credited piece of animation anywhere or any articles about them. Hey GK, you ever hear of Minoru Yamazawa? Because I hadn't before today. What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay, so let me do this trick, and pop in the source number for the episode. I'll show you what I'm doing as well. Okay, so Yu Yu Hakusho source number 92. There are only 2 credited cuts. Fuck. Nishio Tetsuya. This one's very cool. Big booming skies, all this jazz, lots of fighty stuff, not the effect showcase stuff that I was looking for. And then this sequence as Yusuke turns into Dankitude. Nishida presumed for the effects. Totally tracks. So here's some of that effect showcase stuff, which is sick. And it's super duper sick. This whole sequence is probably the most impressive in the episode, so I understand that it's credited. But what the fuck? Okay, well, that's annoying. Good to know, but super annoying to not be able to find out more. GK, are you still going through these episodes and uploading things to Sakugaburu? I hope so, because there's a ton of stuff in this episode that deserves to be up on Sakugaburu. To the point where I'm really considering muxing it and throwing it in my editor so that I don't have to skip through it. Yeah, I'll see ya in a minute or two. I'm gonna go do that. I know that we got stuff to go through, but there's so much cool animation in this episode that it feels like a shame to skip past it. Give me a sec. Well, I apparently putting a FLAC in an MP4 doesn't work, and then importing it into my editor makes the editor explode. Great. Another minute. Okay. No sound. I don't even need to mute it because there isn't an audio track. And we can just go. And go real fast. Cool, 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 cool. Now we're faster than fast. I want to go a little further in, just past that. Cool. This sequence, as we saw it on Sakugaburu, is freaking awesome. The backgrounds are amazing. That flash to that impact frame, or to this, and then all these impact frames are super duper sick. Inazuma kick, flying, floating. This is really cool. Boom. Super dope. Love the expression on Sensui's face. Again, I really love this letterboxing that happens moments after. Boom, bam, boom, bang, pow. Super cool. And that confidence from Sensui. Okay, he sheds his armoire. I love the spinning light effects around him. Those are so fun. Okay. And again, much better looking armor. And this is where we really get to it. This spinning shot is awesome. This is super awesome. I love the line work. The scribbly line art gives it so much momentum. And then we get even more sketchy with it and more defined with it. Bam, bam, wham. Full red frame. Blood splatter. Really cool background animation. I mean, we've seen Yusuke get pummeled and go flying, and the camera follows him so many times. Happens so many times in the Dark Tournament arc. This one is pretty unique looking and pretty cool. And just evaporate part of a mountainside, no problem. Or a plateau side, no problem. Easy peasy. Playing with color this way, shooting out everything around him. I love the swirling color backgrounds, which we see a bunch later as well. In the midst of energy beams and stuff. Clashes of energy, this purple swirly stuff. Big rotating feeling shot around the hands. Black and white, hold, 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 explode. Boom, back to that sort of landscape of power centering around us. Super cool. And we dive into Shinobu's minds. And he is divided against himself. His different versions don't agree one bit. Not one little whittle bit. Which is really creepy and scary and terrifying. But it also is weakness. And truly weakness in the fight at this point. He is not all of one mind. Literally. You know, Sensui even says to him, like, I respect your single-minded dedication to vengeance. Two things about that. One, is Yusuke here for vengeance? Not really. He's here to protect the world. That's his goal. Vengeance is a part of it. He's real pissed off about a bunch of things, but that's not the why. The other is respecting single-mindedness while being of multiple minds. Weird. I really like this little moment where they end up kind of fighting against the demons together. They're not fighting together, they're fighting individually. But it gives us this flash of a moment of like, what if? What if Sensui wasn't a bastard? And what if he could actually be like a mentor to Yusuke and was actually a spirit detective in truth, not just in name? That would be super cool. I don't know. Light effects. The light show begins. Holy fuck, what the hell is that? Zip, zap, boom, bam, boom, pow. Beautiful. Really fun. Really awesome. And I love Yusuke's line here. All 7 of you. Just you and me. Or you and 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 me. Super cool. Wham, bam, boom, bam, bam, boom, pow. This is what I like to see. I like to see these quick flashes of like attack rush type fighting. All of it choreographed. It's not like repetitive. And then bam, off to somewhere else, chasing each other. The battle ebbs and flows. That's super cool. Okay. This crackly scene is so much fun. I love the lightning around it. I love the orb of energy that expands out from it. I love the interplay of the red and the yellow as though they're really gaining and losing ground equivalently. It's really fun. And then this is just a smear fest of epic proportions. I mean, holy shit. Literally looks like smears in a way that it doesn't even look like for some of these it doesn't even look like they're drawn smears. It looks like they took the ink and literally took a thumb and went like you can do with charcoal or with wet ink. I don't know if they did. It looks like they did. Like this stuff on Sensui's knee, that doesn't look like it was drawn in later to make it look smeary, or that it was drawn that way to make it look smeary. It looks like they actually smeared the ink and paint, and that's freaking neat. I think it's super cool looking. This shot where Sensui ends up like mirrored, it looks like, you know those like simple image filters that every camera app has that's like, ooh, reflect yourself kaleidoscopically. It looks like that, but as he's fighting, you know? And punches coming from his face in places. This is cool. I am a more of a fan of these head-on attack rushes, like Hibiki attack rushes in Axis, or certain JoJo's attack rushes, or things like that. This one's really unique and really cool, and I like it a lot. And Yusuke is on the back foot for this sequence for a portion of it. We only see him getting bopped, not Sensui getting bopped, and we see Sensui getting confident. Do a little triple take around this big curved arm, thunk, pow, boom, bam, ow, 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 ow. And the fight feels super dynamic. The characters are always moving around, jumping to different locations, jumping to different flying rocks, until Yusuke lands and licks his lips, and we're like, oh, he's still got this. Yeah, he was taking some blows, but he's fine. Sick. Observation from the sidelines. Gotta love a peanut gallery that does its purpose. And let's get to it for real. Let's go somewhere specific. Let's go toward that mountain. And he says something about going toward that mountain being something, maybe a memory from being a demon memory, blah, 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 blah. And I don't think he's wrong. I think that he was drawn there for some ulterior motive by whatever's inside him. That sounds bad. We'll see how bad it goes. The speed with which they get there is awesome. Big wham boom, what the fuck. And that's our first what the fuck. I love that this whole mountain just... And again, we dissolve them into bits of light, all pink and purple and stuff. Really crazy character animation going on in the middle of it. Big grapples and tests of strength. Bursting the mountain with their own force. Gotta love it. And then we end up in a sandscape, and this tornado is the coolest thing in ever. Look at that. It's like it's a snake. It's like it's sentient. It's like it's got stuff to it, and then it whoop, 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 whoop. It looks like the G3XA Hexa whatever it is, Hexa revolver sort of situation in Symphogear, but you know, less colorful and more sandy, which makes all of the sense in the world. This shit is utterly insane, and believable in a crazy way. Love it. Wham, and away you go. I really love the way that Sensui looks with the just the outline and stuff and smoke obscuring his form, sort of shifting and shaping, just a formless humanoid body. Super crazy cool. What? Oh, okay, so there's a flash and then a flash. Boom. Weird. And he's actually there. I don't understand how he did that, but that's okay. Sensui senses him, like, you know, sense-sui. Ha, ha, ha. Now it's time to finish this. Except the sky goes red, the clouds go purple, and Yusuke goes into shock. What is happening? Who are you? Are you my granddad? I never knew my granddad. And something dark this way comes from within Yusuke. Hey, you don't know how to use your power. Let me handle that. Sure, I'll cede control of my body and spirit to you, random demon creature that I don't know about. Uh-oh. Tour de force of incredible effects animation, this giant pillar of hair growth. Takashi loves his hair growth, huh? And everything spirals up, whipped up by this energy. Oh my goodness, that's so cool. Rising to the heavens, everyone freaking, and out from it, a new boy is born. And I don't know if that's a good thing. He's got some marks under his eye, and he is very, very scary looking. And also pretty reminiscent of certain things in Dragon Ball, because, you know, Gotta grow the hair out to show how powerful you are. Okay. This is a really cool episode. The sheer quantity of high quality effects animation over the course of this episode is absolutely sick, and I like it a lot. Yeah. That's my whole take on this episode. It's freaking sick. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next. Let's watch the next episode and then we'll find out. Yeah, I'm gonna take a breaky thing and do a sneaky thing and be back in a second for the next episode. See you then. Peace. All right, welcome back. We're ready to go for UU94. I don't have anything to talk about. We're right in the middle of the thing. He's back. He's got really long hair and he's really spooky and he might not be himself. Beep beep timer. Truly, power and confidence start swelling up, magically erupt. Indeed. Now he's a lot more demon. A conclusion. Not quite how it looked the first time. Whoa. Hi. I have long white hair. Oh, slow-mo feet. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Weird tattoos, dude. Listen, man, tribal is out of fashion. Has been for a while. I guess this show came out when tribal was in fashion, so fair enough. Uh-oh. He's all gray. Oh, hi. Okay, he doesn't look that badass anymore. Yeah, truly. Yikes. That's probably not good. Now you're a demon. Now you're a demon. I can kill him. Huh? Hey? What he has? All of that delivered to us through secondhand commentary? Fuck off, no. Well, because you're a demon, I get to kill you, right? Hey, we're flying up here. Whoa, okay, it looks pretty cool now. Wow, he really does like that. Okay, Togashi. Woobity 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 here. Oh no. Well, this doesn't feel good. Yeah. Still doesn't feel good, though. I mean, it's super cool, but I'm starting to feel bad. Yeah. Spirit gun. That's new. That's also new. It's not him. It certainly does. Nope. We're the monsters now. Okay, that's super cool looking. Why did his hair turn black? Poo! Poo! So, I'm gonna assume he's just barely alive enough to tell us some things? Sansui's not just anybody. I would not get too close to him. Yes. Hi. Barely. He's dying. Hi. Fair enough. What? What? That's new information. What? Mid-roll. Happy. Wow. Happy. Oh, okay, of course. Okay. Clearly not. But it wasn't himself. I fully don't buy that. No, he's gonna die. Alright, Hiei. Good night. Plop! Of course. Fair enough. Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, but repercussions. No, you can't bring him back. I mean, I'm glad he's back. That's nice. But no. No. That takes all the fucking sting out of it. Yeah, no shit. Damn it, Togashi. Oh. Such a Xanatos Gambit. Such a Xanatos Gambit. Oh, you've fallen right into my plans. Togashi, why can't you stick the landing, man? Okay. No shit. No. Just also capable of monstrousness. There's a difference. Bullshit. Fully bullshit. It's like a nice line. See, that I buy. Check his pulse. I mean, he's dead. I know, but check, double check. Huh? Fair enough. Okay. You gonna put him in your dimensional boundary place? I'll take that. Yeah. Now that's an interesting thought. Okay. Bye. Okay, can we get the hair to grow back in and the tattoos to go away? Because Yusuke's never gonna get a job with those tats on his face. Mm-hmm. Whoa. I was killing Sensui. Hmm. Very fair. Oh boy. Okay. Are trapped. Once again, call for Itsuki. Oh, the true loss. Don't reject your humanity, Yusuke. Don't reject your humanity, Yusuke. Cool. Yay! Uh, yeah, the one that's inside Yusuke's body and mind. Okay, there's a... Cool. Doctor and Sniper and some other people. Cool. Cool. Gonna talk about this episode in a sec. Okay, 94 is titled Topside Epilogue Towards Tomorrow, and it's technically part of the arc, so we will watch it. Just to clean finish off the arc. No problemo. Oh boy, here is episode of Yu Hakusho. We are at the end and we do an ending. I've got some problems with it. I also have some things that I like about it. So the general thrust that we're going for is that Yusuke is the coagulation of human and demon together, the true breakdown of boundaries between the things. However, times a few, I've got some problems here. Now, okay, before we even get to that, Yusuke's final shot, super dope. Really cool, explosive, big boom boom shot. The whole beatdown is way too much, and is very obviously not Yusuke's way of fighting, right? This is pummeling an opponent into the ground, not because it's necessary to keep them down, but out of sheer desire to do so. At least that's how it strikes me. And then that comes to the fore once we have this grin and this flashing between these two faces. Yusuke on the inside and the Mafu you can whatever. No, that's the pacifier. I forget what it's called. A bad demon man on the outside. Big blast. I love the way that this looks. It's freaking awesome looking. I love the way that it impacts. It's freaking awesome looking. The whole spiky explosion rolling through the world and cutting a giant swath with Sensui in the middle in a semi-crucified type of pose. Pretty sick. Symbolically rich and powerful and cool looking and great. Awesome. But then we get to dialogue, and I'm gonna have to just like watch through it and re-listen to dialogue, and I'll have to respond to things as they come up.
Since we wake up.
Harsh line from Yusuke, one that is coming from a person in like shock and grief and stuff.
What good are your powers if you can't use them when you need them?
Woof. Powerful line. Wonder if it will come to bear in the future. I would hope so. So, turns out Shinobu had a terminal illness and was gonna die anyway. That really doesn't change anything. I don't know why it's here. It doesn't. Why? I guess because it positions him as a person seeking internal like balance, while being such an imbalanced person and not understanding the sources of his own imbalance.
With it, you proved yourself to be much stronger than I.
Your final attack, Yusuke, with it, you proved yourself to be much stronger than I. I like that. I do like that, and I do like what comes after it, which is Yusuke saying that wasn't my power, it doesn't count. I wanted to defeat you myself. Makes a lot of sense for Yusuke as a character. I like that a lot.
But that wasn't even my power. I had no control over my body.
Perfect. You gotta have some power, Koenma. Nope, I used it up to save Amanuma.
I doubt I would have had it.
Okay. Here's my issue. A large portion of Sensui's arc is about becoming a monster to stop monsters, and our being forced to kill Amanuma was the one step that we had to take toward monstrousness in order to defeat Shinobu Sensui as a monster. If we take that away, we didn't do it. It doesn't matter. That really pisses me off. I want Amanuma to be alive because he's effectively an innocent who is roped into this, right? I want him to. But I also think that narratively, it takes a shitload of the wind out of this whole arc for him to come back. He's just back. Yeah, woohoo! Now, it's not without some sacrifice. Koenma can't use his powers to whatever, Shinobu Sensui, but Shinobu Sensui doesn't fucking deserve that anyway. So it doesn't matter. It's just thrown in to make us feel better, and I don't want to feel better. I want to feel what Yusuke feels. I want to hurt. I want to have gone this far and made conscious sacrifices of innocent people like Amanuma in order to get where we are and be left empty, because that's what we should feel here at the end. We should be feeling empty. Instead, we tie up all the loose ends in happy ways, and I don't like that. I don't want this to be a happy ending. It shouldn't be a happy ending. Everything else about it is not a happy ending. We don't get the emotional catharsis. Sensui does, right? He reaches his goals, we don't. We don't get to destroy him. We don't get to defeat him with our own power. Yusuke doesn't get to do what he wants to do. He saves the world, but it's not his own power that does it. That, combined with you bring back the things that he sacrificed in order to get here, takes a fuckload out of the power of this whole ending.
I don't get it. Why? Koenma brought you back to life. As for why, I couldn't say.
I can. I can say why. It's because Togashi didn't want to kill a little kid in his story. Wanted a little bit more of a happier ending here. Fuck you, Togashi. This is you stumbling on the landing. Ah! And then we get the most bullshit thing ever.
Maybe I've been wrong.
No. Really?
So you wasted it all saving that brat kid's life?
Pretty much.
No, I don't agree with Yusuke saying you wasted it all, blah, 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 blah. If this thing is the real thing that's possible and Koenma really did it, that's a great move. Great, solid. In world, great. In narrative, shit. Absolute shit. In narrative. Stop, guys! The repercussions. Consequences. Amanuma was our one core consequence of our entire search for Sensui. Our entire sequence of battles up to him. He was the one innocent that we were forced to kill, and now he's back and it didn't matter.
Since I realized your Mafukan would be my greatest obstacle, you were already...
Oh yeah, and then Sensui tells us that this was all part of his Xanatos Gambit. His plan all along was for you to end up using the Mafukan in order to save the... Okay, sure. So then we get to literally ask our villain, why did you do what you did?
Went through so much trouble and risked the destruction of all of living world to get here. Why?
Because it's home.
Because it's home. Now, this part I kind of like. It's the home to all the demons that I took lives from. Fair enough. That makes sense for getting here and exploring this place and finding out more about Demon World. It doesn't make sense for creating a portal that lets demons that will kill humans into Human World. Doesn't make sense. Now, his speech about wondering why they keep attacking him and his own failure to actually ask them anything or understand why they were doing what they were doing and why he had to destroy them is something that I like. It does show some development of conscience in Shinobu Sensui, which is great.
That I became a spirit detective, they told me they are not like us.
When I became a spirit detective, they told me they are not like us. They are different.
Must be against us.
Us versus them.
Their difference threatens our
Their difference threatens our sameness. This is a very applicable lesson that's applicable to all us versus them scenarios. Outside things are a threat, destroy them. And that's a bad perspective. The better perspective is outside things are new information and should be integrated if possible. The problem is that's not possible from the vast majority of demons that we have met. There is evidence, lots of evidence that says that most demons just want to murder and go to the flesh depositories and find all the women and rape and kill and murder and kill and rape, right? That's all most of them want. Most of them are intrinsically evil from what we've seen. Some of them are exceptions. But this isn't a situation where it's another race of human beings and you've been told wrongly that they're all evil when they're not. They're just people, right? They are fully demons and they do fully want destruction. Even the ones that are on our side, Hiei and Kurama. Kurama more than the others, but only because he was trapped in human world and forced to experience our world, crossing the boundaries himself. But Hiei's still that way, totally.
Sameness. It is us versus them. Humans are good and demons are bad.
So he lays out the failure in seeing a black and white world. Humans are good, demons are bad. And then his coming to understand that some humans are bad. And he's still wrong here.
I could not have been more wrong. I discovered the humans I was sworn to protect were in truth the greater monsters.
No, just also capable of monstrousness. There's no greater monster or lesser monster. The things that are innately monsters are more monstrous. Now, even if you switch that line and you say, instead of saying humans were the greater monsters, Shinobu says, the humans I was sworn to protect were also capable of monstrous action, then the next line still makes sense.
Then I had to question everything I knew of the monsters I'd been fighting.
Wow, maybe I should investigate demons more, instead of opening a portal and letting them all in without actually figuring out whether they're all monstrous or not. When I learned that I was going to die, I realized that I had to collapse those boundaries.
That I was going to die. I knew that I needed to collapse those boundaries between...
We talked about this yesterday when we were watching Wonder Egg Priority. One of the things that as a theme in anime I love is breaking down boundaries between people via comprehension. Shinobu doesn't do that. He does not do that. That's not what his actions speak to. He's not collapsing boundaries. He's breaking down the walls that protect people from other things, right? There's a huge difference between collapsing boundaries through communication and literally breaking down the barriers between worlds that prevent all the demons, which we know, again, are almost all exclusively evil and exclusively want destruction, and letting them loose. Huge difference. It doesn't line up. It doesn't work.
Between us and them, thus the tunnel.
Thus the tunnel, right? He says like, oh, collapse the boundaries between us and them, thus the tunnel. But that's not what the tunnel does. It doesn't collapse the boundaries of understanding between demons and humans. It just collapses the boundaries that keep the clawing beasts from clawing the humans. It doesn't make sense.
And then I could come here to die. I thought if I could see the world through their eyes, be a stranger in a strange land.
I thought if I could see the world through their eyes, be a stranger in a strange land,
then maybe I could understand them better.
But that's not what you did, is it? It's not. You didn't come here on a solo mission to find out what's going on here. You could have gone to Demon World at any point. You had sacred energy, not demon energy. The barriers wouldn't have held you out, right? So why couldn't you just come here and explore Demon World and find out the truth for yourself? And then make the choice if you discovered, oh, demons aren't actually that bad. Maybe we should open the barrier. But you didn't. You just decided to open the barrier anyway.
And thus understand myself.
Now, the idea of understanding self through better comprehension of the other is psychologically and philosophically solid. The way that it lines up with Shinobu's previous actions is non-existent. It doesn't. Now, I do love this line.
You, Urameshi, first demonized in a human's body, and then humanized in a demon's.
Now, that's great. That's a real good line, and it works real well. So does the realization that he was wrong, and the way Yusuke is doing it is better. Although now it doesn't seem better, because Yusuke seems to be kind of being taken over by a demon grandpa. A bit of a problem.
You dissolve the barriers between us in ways I never imagined.
True. Accurate. Solid.
And now I can finally rest. You are the justice I could never find.
True.
Great changes will come through you.
True.
Someday when you're lying in my position, you'll know a dying man's need for closure.
Fair enough. And he's gone. I also agree with Itsuki in rejecting the afterlife presented by Spirit World and the torture that potentially comes with it. It's really solid. And this whole scene is gorgeous.
Where will you take him?
Somewhere far, far away, out amongst the stars. Excellent. Everything else? And realizing Grandpa's out there and he's a bad juju, bad news. And then the final decision that we should, yeah, if the choice is to give up everything that I've been fighting for in order to fight another enemy, no, not worth it. Great choice. This is the anti-Toguro choice, I think, more than it is the anti-Shinobu choice. It is the choice to protect, and I like it. I like it a lot. But it really irks me when Shinobu says that his goal was to collapse boundaries when his goal was explicitly not to do that. Or at least if it was his goal, then he was a worse planner than we've been told, because that's not what would have happened if he'd succeeded. God damn it. It's so close to being the right ending. And I mean the right ending narratively. The right ending is Amanuma stays dead and we have a funeral for him. And everybody thinks about it. We don't need to comment on it at all. He just stays dead and everybody has to think about it and reconcile that. They did something evil, killing an innocent, because they were forced to, in order to get to where they were and to prevent Shinobu Sensui from opening the barrier to Demon World. Great. And Sensui's justification needs to be either better or more flawed. Because it's platitudinous, it's false. It sounds really good, and it seems to make sense, but it doesn't. He tries to liken the destruction of the physical barrier that's between Demon World and the real world to breaking down emotional and communicative barriers, but that's not the nature of what he does in context. In the real world of Yu Hakusho, what Shinobu Sensui is doing is unleashing a plague of genuine evil upon people who do not deserve it. Some of those people do deserve it, but we're still in that black and white morality. It doesn't track. What is good here, what I do like here, are the rejection of the status quo and the rejection of the afterlife by Itsuki. And I like Sensui's, like, the one true thing that he does is he recognizes that Yusuke is better at this than he is. That Yusuke's way of grasping hands with those demons who are his friends, Hiei and Kurama, and understanding spirit world people like Koenma, and understanding real humans like Kuwabara and himself, and becoming an integrated demon-human entity is a way better way of breaking down those boundaries. Absolutely it is, because what he was doing wasn't doing that at all. So of course it's better. But we don't do those. Not really. We don't let Amanuma be dead. And we don't give either a better or a worse justification for Shinobu. Now, I understand that Shinobu's justification comes from a still twisted and previously twisted person. And so maybe it all makes perfect sense to him that cutting down the barrier is doing precisely that. But it doesn't actually justify his actions. He's flat wrong. It's a really interesting storyline and an interesting arc, but there's a stumble on the landing. And so, like, Olympic judging gymnastics on the dismount, you stumble on the landing, even if the performance was perfect, you stumble on the landing and you're getting docked points. I have to dock points. I don't, but there are no points here. But I have to dock points from the ending of this arc because it fails in two dramatic ways. It tries to make Sensui out to be righteous in his own mind, which he is, but the righteousness that he proposes or purports to have contradicts the statements that we get that he's logical, because the things that he was doing that he thinks are righteous were not logical. Good episode. Infuriating bits of story here. Yep. Good episode. Parts of it are infuriating to me. I think that's where we leave off with this episode. We've got one more episode in the arc. It seems like we're back at home and everything is great, but then some things are not great. We'll see how that goes, and we'll see if Yusuke's able to tamp down his inner demon. Seems like that's probably our next arc focus, and I'm interested in it. Yeah, I'm going to take a break. You think you do a syncy thing, and be back in a second for episode 94. See you in a moment. Peace. All right, welcome back. We're good to go for UU94. Let's get to it. Beep beep timer. Back to home. Cool. Pretty freaking cool. Or stay forever. Homeward bound. Toward tomorrow. Yep, he still looks janky. Can't fix that, I guess. What happened to Yusuke? Aww. Aw, we're doing a triple take? Oh, just a double take. Look kinda weird. Honestly, yeah. Hmm. Is the SDF really gonna try something right? Fucking... And you think you can do anything about it? Yeah. Defenseless? I would believe him. But you're also confirming their suspicions and fears. Okay, we'll back down. Great, we're gonna see these fuckers again. Great. Nah. Just enough. Sick. Hey, real sunlight. Hey, real lens flares. I missed the lens flares. Sick. And maybe like a supercuts or something. Okay, this guy's a sadistic murderer. You're legitimately a sadistic murderer. I'd rather you weren't alive anymore. What? 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 Right, yeah. Yeah. You for sure did. You are. Okay, Doc, you are fully a monster. Um... Shoot you through the head? Cool. That sounds great. Sniper's fine. Let's not. Okay. Please don't kill more people. Ooh, nice shot. Oh, and it's gone. Good. Oh. Wow. Kuwabara being the responsible one. Punk. Good. Yeah. In their own weird way. 1 week later. Ah. Arcading it up. Perfect. Right. Whoa. Wow, it's like you're realizing that everybody has their own problems. Whoa. Bad idea. Try 16 for emancipation. Yeah, wow. Who would have guessed? At least we're doing something with him now that he's back. Okay. Good. What? Pretty much all games. I don't need to know any of that. Good. Good. Oh, hi. Huh, you really do look like him. Shocking. Okay. No, but he was fully a bastard. Okay. Second half of the episode. What's Sniper up to? What is he, a hunter therapist? Where the fuck did some boys get crossbows? Where'd they get crossbows? That's a crazy power. Now a vigilante. Oh, hi. I'll get it. Sick. No, nothing. Woo! Woo! Well, hey guys. No sweat, home slice. You wouldn't have been able to help anyway. Hey, you're not a Saiyan. Fair enough. It's a fucking crazy power. Wow, Yusuke. Okay. Great. Whatever that means. I mean, of course not. Ooh. Ooh, they've got the video. Gonna destroy it. Gonna destroy it. Oh, slice, slice, slice. Huh. Fucking tsundere. Hey, cut up more of the magnetic tape, please. Oh, okay. Cool. Oh. That's a little weird, Itsuki. Unknown. Cool. Oh yeah, how's Mayama doing? Yeah, fuck you, Dad. Okay. I'm waiting to end with a lead into something. Yeah, he's the best. Always the last place you look. Damn, Yusuke. Feeling distant, are we? Feeling that same ostracization that led so many in the previous arc down bad holes? Ooh, contrast. So Yusuke's actions pull everybody else up, but they drag him down. The next battle is internal. Sort of. Hell yeah. That's that good shit. Is that the end? Okay, well, this was a wrap-up episode. It's not the most fascinating episode in existence. Cool to find out what's going on with everybody and that everybody is improving. And then I think the coolest thing is that final sequence, which demonstrates to us that while everyone around him has been pulled up by Yusuke's actions, Yusuke is now pulled down because, as it should be, he didn't win. And he really wanted to. So now he feels whack, and also there's a fucking demon that lives inside of him and is part of his body and soul, and seems to be able to take over his brain and body kind of at will, which is really bad. So, our next battle is internal. Our next struggle is internal. Cool. Solid wrap-up episode. Nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy. Just is what it is. This arc. Let's take a step back and talk about this arc. And I'm going to try not to let my gripes with the previous episode color my opinion of the whole arc, because really, they shouldn't. Shinobu Sensui is a super fascinating villain and a perfect foil for Yusuke Urameshi, a previous spirit detective who went down a particular path and shattered because he couldn't handle walking the line in the middle. Yusuke, by the end of the thing, precisely walks that line in the middle and now has to continue struggling to do so. It's not easy, is the truth, and it's not going to be easy, is the future. Sick. The whole setup for Shinobu and using Elder Toguro and Portal to the Demon World and all of the little things that we've done over the course of this arc to make all of this happen have been really fucking fun. From the trio of psychics in the area that we had to fight and then become friends with, realizing that Genkai is still around, fucking sick, finding Shinobu and the way that he approaches us repeatedly, taunting us, baiting us into different things, makes him a really fun villain to fight. Makes him a villain who outclasses us in every way and genuinely forces our characters to grow in interesting directions. Overall, the arc has been chock full of really cool sequences, scenes, fights, and other stuff. I mean, Dark Tournament has its own fucking flair, but this was more interesting story-wise, I think. And Sensui is, I think, a little bit of a more interesting villain than younger Toguro. I think that's an easy thing to say, that he's a more interesting villain. Certainly more intricately constructed. Now, I disagree with some of the ways that we wrap it, but I don't disagree with a lot of the ideas here. We generate a character here, Shinobu Sensui, who is incredibly strong, incredibly powerful, but yet is also deeply weak, and psychologically shattered and broken in many ways, gathers a bunch of broken people around him using manipulation and other things, and creates a really genuine threat against the entire world that we have to stop while believing that he's doing the right thing in his own mind, making him the most terrifying kind of villain, one that is trying to achieve the same ideals via very different means. That's freaking fascinating. Character, this whole arc is just brimming with character, and not in the way that the Dark Tournament was, where it's like, there's a monster, there's some guy you gotta fight, and then we fight him, and then we did it, and their character is limited by the overall arc and the way that the sort of fight sequences worked. Here we get to spend a lot more time growing to understand Shinobu Sensui, going from this fucking smug boy to realizing that, God, he deserves that smugness, to realizing the cracks in all the little chinks in his armor, and finally to destroying him without the catharsis of actually getting to do it ourselves as Yusuke, but instead having that a little bit robbed of us. It's a really cool piece of story. I have my gripes with the way that it ends and with the way that we try to tie the bow neatly on Sensui and give a very, very clear-cut set of answers and clear-cut understanding of, like, what is right and wrong here. But everything, it doesn't super color everything that came before, and everything that came before was pretty freaking awesome. Really stellar arc of Yu Hakusho. If I had to liken it to anything, I would certainly liken it to the CA arc of Hunter x Hunter, for fairly obvious reasons all across the board. From a villain with a real way of thinking of things, who also happens to be, I'm not going to mention that, that's too spoilery. A really interesting way of thinking through things, and some genuine truth to what he's saying and what he thinks. And Yusuke's growth over the arc is stellar. This is a really cool arc. Really cool set of episodes. And the production just doesn't stop being awesome. So, awesome and interesting all around. Good stuff. Good stuff show. Good stuff Togashi, for the most part. I like it a lot. Good times. Next week, I don't know. I guess we start seeking out new problems and new threats and stuff. I don't know if we're going to have a few episodes of interim stuff, sort of wandering around human world and figuring things out before stuff starts to go bad. And I don't know what that threat is necessarily going to be. I think it is the internal threat of Yusuke himself, which raises the questions of, how do you fight the main character if the main character goes bad? Or does Yusuke have to fight his battles in this last arc on his own? I don't know, but I am damned excited to find out, and that's what we're going to be doing next week. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in a week from now, and I hope you've enjoyed this as much or more than I do. If you don't have the same gripes that I do, then that ending could have been really sick, but I do, and it is what it is. Cool. I've been Teeaboo. This has been Yu Hakusho. I'll see you next week for the beginning of the next arc. Peace.